Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. So I'm back in here. I'm going to be planting up some more stuff. Um, Mainly because it's too cold to get outside and plant anything, and by the looks of it, we're getting freezing temperatures again soon, and I can't plant anything outside for a while, so I might as well plant inside and get some stuff ready when the time comes. So anyway, I went to Walmart today and got a couple bags of potting soil and seed starting mix, and I picked up these on my first plant haul in the last video, but I ran out of soil to plant them up, so that's what I'm doing now. Never planted ranunculus before, so this is an experiment, but I'm kind of learning some tips and tricks on YouTube. I know you gotta soak them here in some lukewarm water for 2 to 4 hours. I'm hearing a little bit of everything, but mostly around 2 hours. So that's what I'm doing now. And like I said, this is going to be an experiment because a lot of people said it takes a little bit of experimenting to figure out how to grow these things. But these were only $10, so I'm not really out a whole lot if they don't do anything. So that's what I'm doing now. So I will plant them up after they've been soaking. I got a couple seed packs here I might plant up as well. Some pansies and French marigolds, the dwarf. These are one of my main annuals I have out front every year, along with the Victoria salvia. But anyway, I couldn't just go in the garden section and get soil without looking at the bulbs and different things that they had, and I was shocked to find pink irises. Now you guys might remember in a video last spring, I went to dig up some irises at my mom's house. They just purchased in Bardstown, and the lady that owned it had one pink iris, and I had never seen a pink iris before. So it's new to me, but I was able to dig that up. She left it, and my mom said I could have it. But anyway, I was shocked to find more in Walmart today. This one is Cherub Smile. So anyway, I'm going to get those planted up. I also found I picked up 2 of these bearded iris, Dangerous Mood. It's like a lavender and a really deep, dark purple. So I had a budget today, y'all. I didn't go crazy. I don't want to get in trouble. But I picked up just 2 of each. And if they have any more at a later time, I'll go back and get more. But I'm really excited about these pink ones, and I hope they do good. So I got my container here of soil, and I'm going to plant them just like you would in the yard or the ground. I'm not going to cover up the rhizome here. That can cause problems as far as rotting, and it'll also keep your irises from blooming and different things. So that's a little tip there, if you didn't already know, is to keep that a little more exposed, and of course plant the roots down. So I got some green growth on these already, so that's a good sign. And I kind of went through there and kind of felt them a little bit. They're not squishy, and they're pretty firm, so they're pretty good tubers, so I hope they do good for me. Alright, so I slightly dampened the soil. I had to add a little bit more. And actually, I think this guy is going to take up this entire pot because it's a pretty good size iris. So I don't know if you guys can see this, but I kind of, in the center of this pot, it's kind of, the soil is raised up a little more. So there's kind of a trench there around it, and I'm going to set my iris rhizome kind of on that, and then fill in with soil. So I would show you guys exactly what I'm doing, but I don't have a tripod. Actually, yes I do. I keep forgetting my gimbal has a tripod. So hang on just a second. Alright friends, I couldn't get the angle just right on this little tripod thing here. But anyway, I have got to get a new one of those tripods that I had that you could move it any which way. But anyway, I just had to, you know, get to work and get this done. So I've got them planted in here. I've got the rhizomes out of the soil, but the roots in the soil. And this one here was the pink bearded iris, the cherub's smile. So I'm gonna put this under the grow light. So I just planted up the purple bearded iris. I didn't have a planter big enough for them to both go in, so got them in these, and they looked healthy, but there wasn't any green growth on them yet. But anyway, 2 more down. Under the grow lights they go. So now friends, I'm gonna pot up my begonias. Now at first I thought I was just gonna find a container and put all of these in here together, or in the container together, and let them bloom, but I think instead I'm gonna put them in separate containers. That way, you know, if I wanted to split them up or whatever. Not sure what container they're going to go in yet, so not sure what the best way to do this is. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and plant them separately. And then when they're ready to be planted outside, then I can put them all in one pot if I decide to. So they got eyes on them. They look pretty alive and healthy. Closer look there. I think they all have an eye, at least one. There's one there. Couple on there. Got one right here. So this is a mix of just looks like some red, some pink, coral, and yellow. Alright, so I'm kind of doing a mix of the seed starting mix and this potting mix. And I'm not going to fill these containers completely full. This is just to get them kind of started before they're ready to go outside. I've got to plant these 2 inches deep, it says. And these are going to get about 10 to 12 inches tall. They are not hardy in my zone. They're hardy in 8 through 10. So bloom time is spring to fall. So we should have, if they do good and go to bloom, they'll be blooming for a while. All right, so I'm gonna get these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 8 of them. So I'm gonna get these 8 potted up, and then I will move on to the next thing. So I've decided to use some of these smaller containers. I felt like I was using way too much soil up in these larger ones, but I got 4 more left. I'll have to use 1 more large one, but anyway. So this is what a begonia tuber looks like. It's kind of inverted on the top and roots on the bottom. Put these down in the soil like this. And put about 2 inches of soil on top. And I'm still doing a mixture of potting soil and seed starting soil. Alright, so got all of the begonias. I need to move this. Confusing myself. Okay, so begonias here are all potted up. So these will go under the grow lights as well.
Whereabouts in nature do they fit?
Okay, so within the canopies of forest, they're the ground dwellers. So They'll be understory plants. They'll cling to crevices. They like well drained, anywhere well drained, dappled light. They're an understory plant. So if you're thinking of orchids, anything that wants to shade, ferns, begonias snuggle in there as well.
I'm already thinking.
Alright, so I'm super excited about my begonias. I think they are gorgeous. I hope they grow good and bloom good. So now I'm going to start some pansy seeds because I still have about another hour left before I plant my ranunculus. But I'll show you how they are looking now. Pretty wild looking. Alright, so they got about another hour to soak. And then I will get them, I'm just going to nestle them into some soil. And then we can plant them outside later when the time is right. So anyway, hopefully those do good. Again, my first time growing them, but let's sow some pansy seeds. Alright, so I'm going to grow or start my pansy seeds in this container here. I like to save a lot of random clear containers like this. It's perfect for starting seeds, and it already has a humidity dome on there. So it's like the perfect little greenhouse. This was a lettuce, butter lettuce container. But anyway, I have poked some holes. I have poked some holes in the bottom of this, and now I'm going to fill it with soil. And the soil is lightly dampened, but not wringing wet. Alright, so here's what the pansy seeds look like. And I'm not going to do what I did, excuse me, the last time I planted these. I just kind of sprinkled them over the soil, and they ended up all growing together really close, and it was just too many in a tray. So since this is a small container, I'm going to plant less. That way they have plenty of room to grow, and it's a lot easier to prick them out or pull them out and divide them. So I've got the seeds there pretty spread out. I didn't seed as heavy as I normally do. A lot of times I'm worried about seeds. I'm afraid that they're not, I don't know what the germination rate is going to be. So I kind of over seed and overthink it. So I'm starting to work on that, cutting that back a little bit. And anyway, these will be, when they come up, they'll be a lot easier to prick out and pot up. So I'm going to put a 1/4 inch of soil over these, which is not a lot at all. Sorry. Pat that down. Alright, so I'm going to take my water bottle and kind of spray or mist over the top of this. Close it and put it under the grow lights. So, got my sprayer here. It's like a light mister. Alright, so there's our pansy seeds, our mix, and I'm not going to put these under the grow lights because pansy seeds need darkness to germinate. So I'll probably put like a black bag or just put them somewhere dark and check on them in a few days. Alright, so finally I'm going to plant my ranunculus corms. I got a little Tupperware container here, poke some holes in the bottom of it, and I'm going to fill it up with soil and just kind of nestle the Ranunculus corms down in there. I've been watching YouTube videos on how to get them started. So anyway, I'm going to get this filled up and get them planted. So again, this is what these guys look like. Almost look like worms or something coming out of them. So these little fingers, I guess you could call them, go right down in the soil. Just like that. And they said you can plant these pretty close together since you're just getting them started.